feel a little tired, feeling kinda sleepy, maybe feel a little grumpy too.
It could be that a little nap would be just right for you.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Pastor on the Porch. Now I'm sure this has happened to you at some point, but recently I went to bed and I quickly went to sleep. I was tired. I slept very soundly for a couple of hours, then for some reason I woke up and I just couldn't go back to sleep. I closed my eyes, sought to pray with some breath prayers and relax, yet my mind started racing. I thought about my upcoming sermon and a few other things I needed to get done. Then I started worrying about things I had no control over. I thought about church and my mind simply would not turn off. I continued to try to fall to sleep, but with my active mind, I simply tossed and turned for a while. After what seemed an eternity, I drifted off to sleep. But then, after only a very short time, my iPod alarm went off, mockingly telling me that it was time to get up to exercise. I hit the snooze, really wanting to go back to sleep after this restless night. So I laid there for a time, but realized that I may as well get up because it was light outside, and as tired as I felt, I knew I needed to get moving. I dragged myself out of bed, knowing it was going to be a long day. I got up and slowly set out for my walk around my neighborhood in the heat and humidity. It wasn't one of my better days running. Yet as I got up and started working, the day progressed, and I interacted with the great people I have to work with, and it ended up being a wonderful day full of many blessings. Well, have you ever had a day like that? Have you ever had a night like that? I bet you have. We all have. Sometimes getting up and going, remaining energized can be difficult. Yet often, when we do, we discover God's blessings. Well, the same thing can happen to us spiritually, I think. Perhaps this has happened to you as well. You turn on the television, you watch the news and see some things that were done or not done, and you just shake your head and think, what is this world coming to? Really? Then you open your news app or your newspaper or social media feed and you read something which just infuriates you or upsets you. And you pray that God would simply send down fire and brimstone. You shake your head and you just want to hit something or someone, or worse perhaps. Perhaps someone says to you or does something that simply hurts and it makes you want to retaliate. Perhaps it is an email you receive that brings hurt to your heart. As you begin to respond or reply, or as you walk to your car stewing, a still small reminder comes in. You have heard the law that says, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say, love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you. In that way, you will be acting as true children of your Father in heaven. That's Matthew 5:43-45. Or perhaps it was this verse. Love each other, because that is how people will know you are my disciple.
The world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of.
This summer we are looking at the fruit of the Spirit, and during this first week we have been reminded that the fruit of the Spirit is love. We were reminded Sunday in the message, Tuesday in the devotion, and last night in a Zoom meeting that those who bear fruit for God's kingdom will love unconditionally. We noted that the word used in Galatians 5:22 for love is agape, or unmatched love, unconditional love, the love with which we are loved by God. Interestingly, a few verses after Paul speaks of the fruit of the Spirit that we are called to bear, he says this, so let us not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. In other words, Paul reminds us, do not get tired. Keep seeing and showing God's love, because there will be a time when it pays off. A harvest of blessing will come. Get up and continue to love everyone. Well, friends, in life we will get physically tired and not have a lot of energy. Yet we keep going and trusting. In life, it is easy to look at all that is going on around us and grow tired of trying to love everyone. Yet, we ask God to empower us and strengthen us and help us not to grow tired, so we can bear fruit for the kingdom. Let us not get tired of bursting forth with God's love for all people. God is using you, and there will be a harvest of blessing. It will, if we don't give up. The fruit of the Spirit is love. God bless you.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love.